Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the most entertaining times Doctor Who characters and or actors came back to the show. Number 10. The first and second Doctors, the Three Doctors. Celebrating 10 years is a big milestone for any show, and Doctor Who did so in style with its first anniversary special. To combat the ancient mad Time Lord Omega, the Time Lords have the third Doctor team up with themselves.
Oh, I can see you've been doing the TARDIS up a bit. I don't like it.
Regardless, it's the first time different Doctors interact, and it's absolutely magic. William Hartnell's poor health prevented him from having a larger role, but it's still amusing to see him roast his future selves.
Oh, so you're my replacements. A dandy and a clown.
Meanwhile, Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee's second and third Doctors have effortlessly entertaining chemistry. Their contrasting personalities may spark against each other, but it's still lovely to see them save the universe together.
Well, here we are, back safe and sound. Quite a party!
Yes, well, the party's over now.
Number 9. The First Doctor. The Doctor falls, and twice upon a time. One might imagine that William Hartnell's death would have prevented the First Doctor from appearing again, particularly in modern Who, but you'd be wrong. On the cusp of the 12th Doctor's regeneration, he encounters his original self at the South Pole.
But I am the Doctor. The original, you might say.
Not only that, but the First Doctor is played by David Bradley, who played William Hartnell in the special on the show's origins, An Adventure in Space and Time. It's all very meta.
Do I become you?
Well, there's a few false starts, but you get there in the end.
The contrast between the Doctors is great, and seeing both of them be embarrassed by each other is hysterical. Even so, it's also wonderful to see that they're still fundamentally the same person.
I think I'm ready now. But I should like to know, are you?
Number 8. Sarah Jane Smith, School Reunion. Of the many companions of the Doctor, Sarah Jane Smith has one of the longest tenures, so when the time came to reintroduce a classic companion to the modern series, she was a natural choice.
Hello.
Oh, I should think so.
The journalist may not be travelling with the Doctor, but her inquisitive spirit brings them back together when they both investigate a suspiciously high-achieving school.
You've regenerated.
Yeah, half a dozen times since we last met.
Elizabeth Sladen has excellent chemistry with David Tennant, and her verbal sparring and cautionary advice for Rose is equal parts funny and touching. With a return this good, it's no wonder Sarah Jane got a spin-off series of her own.
Goodbye. My Sarah Jane.
Number 7. The Daleks. Dalek. The reintroduction of the Daleks to the modern series could so easily have gone wrong. They're objectively silly looking, and have been the butt of jokes for decades. However, their debut episode in the revival gets everything right. The Ninth Doctor's visceral hatred and fear of just a single Dalek goes a long way towards selling them as a credible threat. And then the Dalek escapes, tearing through guards with ease and displaying more competence than the Pepper Potts generally do. Plus, it even manages to turn its plunger arm into a deadly weapon and conquers their worst enemy besides the Doctor, stairs. This one Dalek is arguably the most terrifying his race has ever been. Number 6. The 10th Doctor's Face, the 2022-23 specials. Generally, when the Doctor regenerates, they end up with a new face. But everyone was caught off guard when Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor became the 14th Doctor, played by David Tennant. Again.
I know these teeth.
While not without precedent, more on that later, seeing the Doctor wear a familiar face is still quite a shock, though a welcome one.
You've got your old face back.
Yep.
14's brief tenure sees him reunite with plenty of familiar friends and foes, while also allowing Tennant to play a more world-weary Doctor. While not Tennant's first return to the show, it's undoubtedly his most surprising.
It's gorgeous!
Number 5. Doctors and Companions Past, The Five Doctors. For its 20th anniversary, Doctor Who really went all out. Practically every Doctor and Companion returned to take on a challenge set by the Time Lords.
Regeneration. 4th. Goodness me, so there are 5 of me now.
And sure, William Hartnell's passing meant he had to be recast, and Tom Baker's brief footage was from an unaired episode, but almost everyone else returns. The Doctors bouncing off each other is as entertaining as it usually is, but it's supplemented by new interactions between companions, plus some returns of old enemies as well.
All we ask that we be returned to our proper place in time and space.
As a story, The Five Doctors doesn't always work, and there are some hilarious line reads, but as a tribute to the show, we utterly adore it.
You're the latest model, Yes, and the most agreeable.
Number 4. The Master, Utopia. This episode already has a remarkable comeback, since it sees Captain Jack Harkness dramatically return to the Doctor's life. But as it happens, the Immortals sending them to the end of the universe isn't the biggest reunion planned. Among the last survivors of humanity, the Doctor and company meet Professor Yana.
The Doctor, that's me.
The brilliant scientist seems to have much in common with the Doctor, including a fob watch identical to the one the Doctor used to forget who he is and masquerade as human. But while he is another Time Lord, Yana is actually the Doctor's nemesis, the Master. The dramatic, expertly foreshadowed reveal, along with the Master's menacing presence, make this a return and twist for the ages.
The Master. Reborn.
Number 3. The 8th Doctor, The Night of the Doctor. Of all the actors to play the Doctor, Paul McGann is among the most underrated, and we can see why. The poor guy only got a single TV movie. Well, that, and hundreds of audio dramas, but not everyone can afford Big Finish. Even so, 8 has many devotees, and seeing him return on screen for a mini-episode before the big 50th anniversary was a treat for all Doctor Who fans.
I'm a doctor, but probably not the one you're expecting.
The 8th Doctor's futile attempt to save someone amid the Time War, and his regeneration may only last less than 10 minutes, but it's spectacular. McGann brings charm, weight, and despair to the role, while the script is loaded with great dialogue. Our only complaint is that it makes us want more.
Cass, I apologize.
Number 2. Everyone is here. The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. Before Marvel was making waves with its ambitious crossovers, Doctor Who did one that we're still talking about.
Right, now we're in trouble. It's only just beginning.
The revival's 4th series finale sees the 10th Doctor's former companions, their families, Sarah Jane, Captain Jack and Torchwood all return to combat the Daleks after Earth is stolen to create a doomsday weapon. Or not to mention side characters like Harriet Jones, plus the return of the Daleks' creator, Davros.
Welcome to my new empire, Doctor.
It's Doctor Who at its most ambitious, with the scale and stakes sky high, and some jaw-dropping twists and developments. It will be hard for the show to match this level of hype again.
Right then, off we go.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 1. The 4th Doctor's Face. The Day of the Doctor. Sure, the 50th anniversary was a huge event, and seeing David Tennant return was a big deal, but everyone knew that was coming.
Compensating? For what? Regeneration, it's a lottery.
The marketing made sure of that. What fans were not expecting was to see Tom Baker again. In the closing moments of the special, the 11th Doctor encounters the curator, an apparently future version of the Doctor wearing a familiar face.
I never forget a face.
I know you don't. And in years to come, you might find yourself revisiting a few, but just the old favourites.
It's a flawless cameo that's particularly meaningful, since Baker sat out the 5 Doctors. The curator's words inspire hope for the Doctor's future, and Tom Baker's one-of-a-kind delivery is perfect. We couldn't ask for a better return.
Who knows? Who knows?
Is there a Doctor Who rule reprisal or monster reintroduction we forgot? Bring us your comments and knitting down below.
What if I get bored? I need a television, couple of books, anyone but chess. Bring me knitting.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojoUK and subscribe for more great content.